Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Or, as they say in Sweden, apparently, God Morgan. I am feeling the effects of a superb trip to Sweden last week. I'm tired, my feet are sore, but I saw some incredible new kit and made a whole bunch of new friends while I was there. So, on balance, the sore feet is a small price to pay. And besides, I guess if you're in the UK like I am, we're looking at a nice short week too, which will give me a chance to catch up on all the footage I shot in Eskilstuna. So, without further ado, let me post the question of the day, roll the intro, and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. I have no idea how, but it's Monday the 30th of May, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show. I am your host, Mark Anthony. In today's show, the most significant departure yet will rock the National Federation of Demolition Contractors to its very foundations. We're off to a very chilly-looking Wyoming for their take on the big push. We're going to ask a question, what makes a great design? And I think LiuGong may just have the answer. And how two idiots with cameras could ruin things for the rest of us. We'll get to all of that in just a second. But first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless will be celebrating a birthday on this day of days. Happy birthday! And it's many happy returns to band leader Benny Goodman, the King of Swing, to Clash drummer Topper Hedden, and to pro wrestler Jake the Snake Roberts. Happy birthday also to comedian Harry Enfield, to Rage Against the Machine guitarist Tom Morello, and to Charlatans frontman Tim Burgess. Many happy returns to them, one and all. Sadly, we must also say a couple of sad farewells. While I was swanning about in Sweden, the world lost a couple of great names from the field of entertainment. Depeche Mode keyboard player Andrew Fletcher died at the age of just 60. But what a great back catalogue Fletch left behind for us all. And we also lost actor Ray Liotta, who starred in a couple of my favourite films of all times, Goodfellas and Field of Dreams. Travel well, gentlemen. And we're going to continue with the goodbyes, although thankfully of the less permanent kind, immediately after this. The carpet at the exit of the National Federation of Demolition Contractors must surely be worn paper thin by now. First, former President David Keane quit. Then the immediate past president, Holly Price, stepped down from the NFDC's National Council. Just last week, we reported that Northwest Regional Chairman Paul Johnson had resigned, and the mass exodus continues with the news that former President and Honorary Life Vice President David Darcy has resigned in the most significant departure to date. David Darcy was the NFDC president from 2009 to 2011, and his presidency was the culmination of a 10-year plan during which he served on regional and national councils. During his ascendancy through the Federation ranks, he had built a team around him at his company Erith Group to allow him to focus on NFDC matters. That foresight ensured that he avoided the fate of some previous presidents who had seen their own companies falter while they were tending to Federation matters. Darcy had the great misfortune of inheriting the NFDC chains of office just as the UK was plunged into the longest and deepest recession in living memory. Despite that, his presidency shone as one of the most influential in the modern era. NFDC history books, assuming such things are still written in the future, will show that Darcy was the man who made the accredited site audit scheme a prerequisite of membership of the NFDC. They will also show that Darcy was in the NFDC hot seat when the Federation moved into the then new Resurgam House over in Hemel Hempstead. He was also the man who put the NFDC on the firm commercial and financial footing upon which it still stands today. But there was more to David Darcy's presidency than that. His fellow officers at the NFDC will remember Darcy as a single-minded yet diplomatic individual, willing to listen and yet decisive. NFDC members will remember Darcy for his inclusivity, his ability to work a room and to make everyone feel both welcome and valued. In true cometh the hour, cometh the man style, David Darcy was a firm hand on the tiller at the NFDC while the industry navigated the choppy waters of recession. I remember one NFDC AGM during the very depths of that recession, and Dave Darcy was ill. He'd lost his voice, he was sweating profusely, and yet he was shivering at the same time. But against the advice of others, myself included, he pressed ahead to deliver a rousing and supportive speech. And it was precisely what the NFDC membership needed at that most challenging time. I'm going to offer some more personal recollections of David Darcy immediately after this.
Hi, I'm Alistair from Luxembourg. This is Lily, this is Fritzi, and you're watching The Breakfast Show with Mark Anthony.
David Darcy was one of 3 and a bit presidents, the less said about the bit the better, that I served under as NFDC press officer. In my view, he was the best. When I wrote the history of the NFDC, Darcy's name appeared rightly alongside some of the true legends of the Federation, Sidney Hunt Sr., Claude Brown. But my personal recollections of David Darcy extend far beyond his role as president or as honorary life vice president. I remember him fighting back tears when he explained why he was backing the Lilly Foundation charity during his presidency. His tough exterior momentarily slipping to give an unexpected show of his humanity. But perhaps my fondest memory of David Darcy came during a management meeting that I'd been inexplicably invited to attend. There was talk around the table of levying fines against NFDC members that failed to attend the required number of meetings during a year. As he so often did, Darcy sat quietly at the end of the table, seemingly lost in his own thoughts. When everyone had finished speaking, Darcy cleared his throat and said, "We are in the midst of a recession. We should not be penalising our fellow members. We should be putting our arm around their shoulders." It was for that reason, and for many others besides, that I believe that David Darcy was the finest NFDC president of the modern era. And even after his presidency was over, he remained the NFDC's single most influential figure. In fact, there were times when it appeared that Darcy was the fulcrum, the very linchpin holding the NFDC together. Speaking exclusively to Demolition News, Darcy said that he had thought long and hard before tendering his resignation. But he said the time was right to, as he put it, remove himself from the pantomime. Even setting aside the fact that Darcy's departure follows hot on the heels of the resignation of David Keane, Holly Price, and most recently Paul Johnson, his leaving feels like the end of an era. The NFDC will be greatly diminished by his departure. And it does beg a question. Just how many high-profile and respected individuals need to quit before questions are asked about why? Now, I'm going to get back to the show in just a second, but a message has just popped into the chat that has improved my day enormously. James Doble is back, fit and well. James, you've been sorely missed. Great to have you back, but more importantly, great to see that you are fit and well. So, as many of you know, I was in Sweden at the end of last week, and what a great trip it was. Volvo Construction Equipment were the consummate hosts, and they were ridiculously generous with their time, their openness, and with the gifts that they handed us on our departure. I'll show you that after the show. They got carried away, let's put it like that. We're already working on some of the footage from the trip, and we'll be bringing that to you as soon as we possibly can. Now, one of the interesting things about the trip was that this was not a press visit. All those in attendance were influencers with big and focused followings on various social media platforms. In fact, 4 of those that attended were actually online gamers that specialize in a game called Farm Simulator that Volvo is about to support. The fact that a company of the size and stature of Volvo Construction Equipment opened its doors to a ragtag collection of social media types speaks volumes about how the media landscape has changed in recent years. Yet all of that could be so easily undone. While I was in Sweden working with Volvo, a pair of social media types here in the UK were working very much against JCB. And you can see exactly what they've been up to right after this word from our mate, Louise Carney.
Good morning, my name's Lou Carney and I'm from Plantworks and I'm watching The Breakfast Show.
You should not be filming.
Why not?
Because you're not. This is a private property. This is a business. We should not be filming.
What are you talking about? It's a reception.
So, yes, a reception for JCB.
Yeah, you've got-
work for JCB.
Look at the glass. It's see-through
Excuse me,
glass.
Can you please leave? Otherwise I'm going to call security.
Yes, it's security's job to ask someone to leave, not you. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm a senior production planner here.
Oh, right, nice to meet you. Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you.
What's happening in here then? Is it engine production?
If you can come outside, I can explain to you what it is in here.
So we'll do it here.
You cannot film.
My friend, it's a public area, it's a
No,
reception.
this is not public. No, this is JCB. You should not even go through the car park.
It's got an open door.
Sorry?
It's got an open door saying visitors come in.
Okay, so you're visiting somebody?
Yeah, I'm visiting, I want to have a
Who are
look.
you visiting?
JCB, engine power
No.
systems.
You need to be visiting somebody who works here. You don't just come in and film. You cannot just come in.
When I walk through the
street and
door,
film.
there's nobody here, so I'm just having a look. It's a see-through piece of glass, so I'm having a look. What's wrong?
No. Can you make your way outside, please?
You're not security, are you? So you don't know how...
It doesn't matter whether I'm security or not.
My-
Can you move outside?
My
Can
friend,
you make your way
my
outside,
friend,
please?
I'm being polite with you. Yeah, I'm being...
Bring security, please. Yeah,
I'm being polite with you. There's a way you should deal with things, and if you approach me in this manner...
Do you want me to come into your house and go open the door and go and sit down in your house and start filming inside your house?
Don't you talk to me like that. Who do you think you are?
Can you been filming through the glass as well? Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No filming allowed.
Yeah, I know. I've just already caught one.
Okay. So.
Can you move off site, please, sir?
See, that's how you deal with it. Please.
These guys who go by the names of DJ Audits and PJ Audits on YouTube have formed. They have previously filmed police stations and even prisons, and they also recently paid a visit to the headquarters of Wirtgen here in the UK as well. Just as the industry starts to truly buy into the creator economy, along come two idiots who threaten to undermine all the good work and the professional work done by the likes of us, Nick Drew, Peter Haddock, and the team at Awesome Earth Movers. I can only hope they get their comeuppance before they ruin it for the rest of us. Now, before we move on, I just mentioned my trip to Volvo Land in Sweden. I just need to put something in the chat. Bear with me for 1 second. It's there now. Yes, I've been to Sweden. I realise I'm in a rather privileged position that I got to see all the latest Volvo equipment in the flesh, but you can experience the next best thing. Between the 15th and the 17th of June, Volvo is hosting the latest in its series of virtual Volvo days. You can check out all the new machines, watch demonstrations, and even chat with the Volvo experts in person online. Best of all, the whole thing is available on demand, so you don't have to miss this show to take part, which I'm greatly relieved about. To take part, you just need to pre-register, and you can do so using the link that I've just posted in the chat. I look forward to seeing you there. Design, or more specifically, the design of construction equipment, is something we discuss quite a bit on this show. What makes a great design? Well, those fine folks at LiuGong have their own thoughts.
What makes great design? Is it simply the perfect balance of form and function? Or is it something more subtle, more emotional, more human? For LiuGong, the answer lies in our Red Dot award-winning design DNA. Our design team have invested thousands of hours to understand how operators really work and how they react to the toughest conditions. Our design team have invested thousands of hours to understand how operators really work and how they react to the toughest conditions. This design insight has shaped our new F-Series excavators. They are the machines operators want to work in.
Customer insight is a fundamental part of our design DNA. It determines the advanced engineering required to make our concepts a reality, which in turn determines the exterior form. Ultimately, operators should see our machines as an extension to their bodies, something that's intuitive, connected and unique.
Climb into the cab, grip the controls, feel the power, the superior visibility and the extra comfort. And you'll know our design team sees the world through your eyes.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's DJ Go Ham. You are watching The Breakfast Show.
Just so you know, that guy at the end was DJ Goham, as he introduced himself, one of the influencers I met at Volvo last week. He plays a game called Farm Simulator on YouTube, which is just about to get a Volvo-type upgrade. Go and check him out. We'll be hearing from another of my new influencer friends just after this. But I also wanted to point out in that LiuGong film was our friend Gary Major. Gary often pops up in the chat on this show, but it's nice to actually put a face to a name and to get him on the show in person. So nice work on that one, Gary. Yes, I need to press this.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
Next up, we're off to a very chilly-looking US of A. Some demolition folks blow down towers. Some pull them down. Apparently, in Wyoming, you push them down.
Hi guys, I'm Martin and Norwegian Earth Mover. Remember to watch the Breakfast Show.
In case you didn't catch it, that was Martin, who goes by the name of Norwegian Earth Mover over on Instagram. He's a really smashing guy and he produces some great content as well. So go give him a follow. Oh dear, I've lost my track. Lost my train of thought. There we go.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
Demolition contractors within easy reach of Yorkshire, lend me your ears. This one's for you. $18 million of your finest English quids, or should that be Yorkshire quids, have been set aside for the construction of 154 residential units on a site at Thirsk Road in Easingwold. The new build will also include the change of use of existing agricultural fields to new playing fields for the Easingwold Community Primary School. The client in this instance is Avant Homes, but before they can make a start on this important new project, several existing buildings will need to be demolished, and at the time of broadcast, a suitable demolition contractor has yet to be appointed. You can find out more about this project lead and countless more just like it over at buildersconference.co.uk. Alternatively, you can speak directly to Nigel O'Sullivan using the number displayed at the foot of your screen. He is standing by to take your call. And speaking of the Builders Conference, our great friend Neil Edwards will be here tomorrow to talk us through the construction contract awards for the month of May 2022. I'm hoping and praying that he can send us into the Platinum Jubilee break with at least a bit of positivity. I shall keep my fingers crossed.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, that pretty much wraps up the main part of this morning's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. If you can't stick around for that, then please stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. Have a great day, and thanks for watching. But if you do have the time and the inclination, I'll see you on the other side. I've lost my outro. I have no idea where my outro has gone. There it is. I'll see you on the other side of this.